to Peach Street. It's your boy Pistol Pete, and I'm here with my co-host.
Mr. Loa, what's up, guys? Hey, guys, we're just doing another little podcast. We're calling this video it's more of a series because we're going to start doing videos like this. We're going to call it the P Street Fright Nights videos. And we'll do like once a week, we'll upload regular videos, and this will be more like paranormal nights in the West Texas area, man. It's be about personal paranormal activities that we've experienced.
All the spooky stuff you got.
Yeah, and some online stories we might find, And we also like to let you know that you guys can email us at pstreet underscore, what was it?
It's Peach _street _podcast at Yahoo.
Right. There you go. So email us some of your stories so we'll be able to read them.
Yeah, even if you got pictures, maybe we can put a snapshot in there of the experiences y'all had.
Yeah, that's right, man. I feel like I agree with that. I like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Put some little snaps in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is supposed to be spooky. Got the lights turned down in here. I think, I don't know, this house might be kind of haunted itself. I see stuff moving around. No, but yeah, we just want to hit the ground running with these things. We're going to talk about some scary stuff that's actually happened. Right. So I remember one time as a kid, we're cruising with the family in Barstow at the cemetery. And as we're cruising through here, this old vehicle, I'm real young, so it might not have happened the way I remember it, but I remember seeing this lady in white coming up in front of the car, and as we're passing her, man, the lights start blinking and the ride shut off. And we just creep by this old lady, right? And it's like, hey, what the heck is that? And I'm freaking out, right? Because I'm telling you, I'm a little kid, and I keep looking back outside the vehicle, like, what is that? She's coming this way. You need to hurry up. Turn the car on, right? And I'm freaking out, and wee, and the car don't want to come on. And then all of a sudden, it comes on, and we get to kind of roll over. If you know the area, we just pass by and cross over that little bridge, and then the lady disappeared. I don't remember seeing her ever again.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. I would have probably pissed myself, man, if that was something like that. I would have been like Llorona or something, man.
I think I did use the restroom on myself, just to be honest.
Man, well, check it out, man. I got a couple of stories, right? But I'm gonna start with this one, man. So I remember at my grandma's house one time, man, and it was kind of like freaky because I know at my grandma's house, there's been a lot of things that have happened there, man, that I've experienced. My uncles have experienced. My aunts when they come visit. And I think my kids as well, because but this main one, man, happened to me a while back because I remember I was at work one night and I had gotten a call that my grandma needed to talk to me. She needed some help about some stuff, right? So I remember I got out late that day and I ended up going anyways to go check on her, man. And the door was locked in the front. So I was like, oh, man, I'm going to walk to the side, go to her window, knock. Maybe she'll wake up, open the door for me, right? So when I came knocking on the window, like, hey, Grandma, it's me. Open the door. And nobody would answer. And I see the light was off. So I was like, so she's kind of deaf. Maybe she don't hear me. So I started knocking a little bit harder, bro. And then it's still like nothing. So I'm like, man, what's going on, bro? So I went back to the front, knocked again, nothing. Went back again to the window. And then, but this time I did a little bit harder. And I was like, Grandma, it's me. And then I heard her voice, but very like a whisper. Like, what? Like barely faint. I barely picked it up, but I heard it, right? So I was like, it's me, Grandma, open the door. It's me. And I didn't hear nothing else. By that time, dude, I went to the front of the house expecting her to open the door, right? So she was taking a while, so I kept hitting it again, like, pretty hard. Finally, she opened the door. And I'm like, hey, Grandma, what's going on? I was knocking on the window, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been out here for a while, knocking on the door, back and forth. Are you okay? I was worried, right? But little did I know, man, she was asleep in my aunt's room in the living room. Like, it's by the living room, her door. She was sleeping on the bed with my little cousin. She was never in her room.
Ooh, and that's where she was saying,
bro,
what?
Yes.
Ooh.
So when I told her, like, weren't you in your room a little while ago? She's like, no, I've been over here in this cuarto. And I was like, no, you got to be kidding me. But first, because she knows, dude, I can pick up certain vibrations, right? Like certain things like that. Yeah. She was like, why, mijo? ¿Qué miraste? O qué oíste, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I'm like, you already know, right? Like, she's like, what'd you hear? I'm like, I heard your voice. or somebody that sounded like you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very faint, like a whisper, but I picked it up. I heard it. But it was you answering me back. ¿Qué, mijo? But like very low. And I was like, it's me, like, and she was like, hi, mijo, you're always hearing things. And I'm like, yeah. But that was one of them, bro. That was one of the times that I heard that, dude.
Sounds like you have a gift.
Some I
It might not
might,
be a
but
good
it
gift,
might,
but you
might
got
be a
it.
curse.
Yeah.
Just depends how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because, like I said, there was another one. But this happened, I guess, it was the same house. But it was maybe at 3 in the morning. I was saying, usually everybody says, oh, at 3 in the morning, the witching hour, right?
Yeah.
But it might have been 2:30 maybe. I don't know. It's been
It's
a long
getting
time.
there.
Yeah. So I know it was just early in the morning. I woke up, man, needed to go use the bathroom because we're getting older. You know how that goes. So I go and do my business. I'm sitting there, man, doing my business. And then I know I was by myself at the house because my family at that time they were visiting family members in Mexico. So I was there by myself. So I get up, man, stumbling, like still kind of asleep, like I was walking around like a zombie trying to find the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah.
So I sitting there, man, still kind of like asleep. And out of nowhere, man, I hear a knock. And in my head, bro, I forgot, that nobody was there, right? So I'm like, está ocupado, like it's busy.
In the restroom, yeah. I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm using it. So I didn't hear nothing. So I'm like, okay, nobody responded. So then I'm still there doing my business. And I hear it again, pa pa pa. But it was 3 knocks, bro. Pa pa pa, right? And I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? So I get up, bro, and I open the door like, what? And I still didn't click, because I was still like out of it. I'm like, what the hell? So I close the door, dude, and I go back sit down. But this time I was already kind of more awake.
Yeah. Like, what the hell is that?
And I hear it again, 3rd time. But this time, bro, I figured out where it was coming from. It was coming from the closet in the bathroom, bro.
No, mom.
Yes, bro. So I turn around and I look, and I heard it like loud, pop, pop, pop. And I looked, and I was like, man, like old Mexican, like the Mexican way.
Oh,
Me dejan
yeah.
cagar en paz. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Well, if you ever having trouble, then you don't have no trouble no more. That shit
Oh
came
no,
out.
man, yeah, really, really, bro. I was at the right spot at the right time.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, this might not be, so much paranormal, but when we were younger, we used to cruise the back roads of Barstow and Pecos, just anywhere. My cousin would come down and pick us up and take us cruising in his big old Suburban, right? Just shitload of us in there. I don't remember exactly where we were, but it was somewhere, in the boondocks of Barstow. And we come up to this real small, like, adobe house,
Orale.
right? Like, you could tell it was made out of mud, but it was all broken already and just
Whoa.
pieces. Well, we went in there, and there was a pile, like a big old pile. Like, what the hell is that? Like, that looks freaking weird and smelled kind of weird, and, man, I don't think that's dirt. It's like a carpet. Oh, it's a carpet, right? And so somebody picked it up, man, and flipped it over, and it was freaking a carcass, bro, of a cow,
man.
like just all in pedazos, all dirty, just sitting there. And it wasn't a carpet way; it was the skin
Ooh.
hanging over that, and it was just a head, right? It just all bloodied out and shit. Like, damn,
That's scary, bro.
And I'm a little kid again, right?
Yeah.
So all this stuff happens when you're little, and
Oh,
I scared
hell
the shit out of me,
Dude,
Yeah.
I had another one that happened to me, man. And I have plenty, man. But this one was you remember Anchor?
Yeah.
Anchor Foods, right?
Yep.
Okay, when Anchor, man, I remember.
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah, Steve, man. So when I worked at Anchor, man, this had already, it had been a while after my mom passed away. I remember I was working there, sanitation,
All right.
right before, after like the plant almost shut
Yep,
down. They
yep.
bought it, Picker's bought it, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Right.
Yeah, they had it for a while.
Yeah, so I was there working in sanitation one night, man. I was still young, straight out of high school. I was young. And I remember I had to clean the sheet of scales. This where pretty much all the food drops, and then they package it up right on the bags.
Already.
So I had to clean that section, and so I had to cover a lot of stuff up, man. And I remember one night, man, and there was only 2 of us. This was in the freezer section, right? It was me and Chapo, some, little dude that used to work there, man, little short dude. He was the coolest guy in the world, man, that little dude. At first they wanted me to go in the freezers, but man, it was like a tight fit. So I was like, man,
Not too big.
yeah. So he was like, nah, go, bro, I'm not scared, right? So
He was like,
he
this
would
guy's
go
a
in there,
friggin'
man. Yeah,
number.
like he had no choice.
Yeah.
So he would go in there, and I would be outside. It was just us, but like soap up the wall, everything, make sure it's sanitized, and then we wash it down, clean it, put it all back together, right? And so one night, man, I remember like I walked in there, and he was already in there because I screamed his name. He's like, you could hear him when we would yell. I could hear the echo
Yeah.
coming out, right? So as I'm soaping up everything, man, you know, I'm just up there just soaping up everything, sheet of scales, you know, everything. I shut the valve off of the pressure tank, and then I end up like getting my water gun, right, to start going up and start like, you know, washing everything down. Dude, I swear to you, man, I heard somebody call me by my name. I got through 3 steps, and I heard somebody, but my name, then my mom called me. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
like my name right
Yeah.
now, but and so I took and I had think about this, bro. I had earplugs on, and I heard, but it
Yeah.
wasn't her. No, I heard somebody call me by my name, but it didn't sound like
And
her
it was
name.
just you and old Chapo in
Yeah,
the building.
yeah.
Damn.
So when I'm talking up and I heard that, I turn around, and I'm like, yo, what was that? Right?
Yeah.
So then I go back up, and I start watching everything, right? And I just ignored it, thinking this is probably just my head, you know, whatever. I'm tired, whatever, you know. Well, bro, as I'm washing the scales, man, you know, you take the scales off the machine, you can see there was like a little like opening where the machine went through the wall, like the floor,
Yeah.
and you can kind of see at an angle towards the computer screen. You know, you can see a good section around the floor. You know, you can see pretty good down there.
Yeah.
So as I'm soaping up one at a time, and I'm looking. I see somebody with a yellow suit like walk by, and I'm thinking it's Chapo, right? So, boy, I mean, I had a rail, man. I could just literally take 3 steps and look over and see who's there.
Yeah.
I did. Nobody was there, and he was at the angles I was watching. He walked. I took the step sideways, and I looked over. It took me
Gone.
3 seconds, bro.
Ooh.
Dude, I looked over there. Nobody was there. First thing I do,
You
I
cried.
yelled his name,
You cried.
Chapo, and I could hear him inside the damn freezer.
Yeah. I'm
So I
still
get
over here,
off
bud.
and I walk the line. Everybody that was working that night had their own section. They were all on the line, bro.
Nobody was down there.
Nobody was there
You saw the
besides me
ghost.
and him.
You saw the onion ghost.
Oh, bro, I heard there was somebody that
In
would
there.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, man. We're almost out of time, right? So I'm gonna give
Right.
you one more crazy thing, man.
All right,
this,
all right.
this one right here was bone chilling for me while it happened.
Okay.
So we were in Balmorhea, right? And you know how it is. We're camping. We got the little camper and stuff, and man, we're getting drunk. So I knock out. And about 3 a.m. or so, man, right? Like my wife says, "Hey, Pete, something's wrong with Smokey," right? And what? And then so I kind of look outside, and I can see Smokey sitting next to the camper, right? And he's like hunched down, ears back, just kind of whimpering, like, "What the fuck?" Right? And I was like, "Smokey, chill out." And then I'm still kind of drunk, right? So I knocked right back out, And then the next morning, when we wake up, my wife was like, "Babe, Smokey was scaring me." She said I could hear a lady screaming,
La Llorona,
like
güey.
to the other side of in the water. She said it sounded like in the water, but it's probably the other side.
Hell no.
She said, but she was screaming loud, and Smokey was getting scared. It was freaking me out, and I was like, "Babe, you're lying." And she's like, "No, babe, it was scary. Like I was freaking out." And I was like, "Dude, earlier that night, like we were gonna go get some firewood, and my godson was there. Shout out to Ethan, right? Picked him up. Hey, you wanna come with us? We're just gonna go to the back." So we're out there, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, man, the other day, like we were out here, me and my dad, and we heard this lady yelling in the lake. It sounded scary."
Man.
And I was like, "What the? That's crazy, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was scary, man. It scared us, And I didn't tell my wife that shit. I didn't tell her nothing about the lady screaming. But the next morning, she's like, "Babe, I was scared." And when she told me what she was hearing, man, I started getting freaked out. Like, holy shit! Even Smokey, my dog, right? Instead of just being
Yeah.
a row, 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 man, he was freaking. He was scared too.
Man,
That's
I
some scary
bet,
ass
bro.
shit. And I can imagine, right? Like what it would feel like if I was not drunk and I heard, what was the scream was like. Because if it was the Llorona, I bet you feel that shit to your
Oh,
bones.
bro, yeah.
All the way to your bones.
That's right, man. That's
Yeah.
right.
So we're running out of time, right?
Yeah. We're gonna do another part 2, guys. We're gonna probably just like stop it right here. So we're gonna, because we still got a little bit more to talk about. We're gonna stop it here, and then we'll upload part 2. So stay tuned.
And don't forget to send us your stories.
Yeah, give it a like. You gotta like this video.
Peace.
Later.